Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I am going to be making a hero tier list of the hardest junglers in the game. Now I said junglers, so we'll be including assassins who can jungle, warriors who can jungle, and even mages or marksmen who can jungle. Any hero that can work well in the jungle will be rated and in this list. Okay, so we'll be having 5 tiers as usual: the impossible to play tier, the hard, the normal, the easy, and then of course the heroes that can be played with your eyes closed. Okay, so yeah, if you enjoy these videos and want to see more of them, please make sure to support me by hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. Let us get right into the video. Alright, so let us get started. Starting off with Zilong, very easy hero to play. I wouldn't say he can be played with your eyes closed. It's not that easy. That spot is reserved for special heroes. But Zilong, very powerful hero, very valuable hero, but then very easy to play. That is what makes him a very beginner friendly hero as well. One of the strongest heroes in the game that is very easy to play, and that is Zilong. So yeah, if you haven't tried him out already, if you are new to the game and if you haven't tried this guy out, check him out. If you are a jungler, you will surely like him, and he's really valuable. Then okay, Heino jungle can be played. See, Heino jungle, it's not just Heino jungle. You can play Heino mid, you can play Heino clash, you can play Heino support, you can even play Heino marksman. And you know what, you don't need your eyes for any of that. You just need to tap all your abilities constantly, and then you will be able to carry the match. Okay, that is this spot well deserved for Heino. And now I am calling it now itself. There will be Heino mains in the comments. Bro, actually Heino requires a lot of skill. You have to be very precise on how you mark enemies. You have to mark everyone, and then you have to throw properly your first ability to maximize the value that. Okay, we understand all that, but still he's going to be there. Okay, Charlotte. mm, Charlotte is easy normal. She'll be like right in the middle of easy and normal. She's again just like Zilong, very straightforward, but I don't think she's as easy as Zilong, not as straightforward as him. You need to do some combos uh, to get your passive, the 7 pointed star, properly. So yeah, I wouldn't say she's easy, but she's definitely very strong in the jungle too. The only downside is that she can very easily dominate a lot of heroes in the clash lane in the early game, which is why you don't play her in the jungle. Why would you play her in the jungle where basically for most of your time you don't fight anyone, while you can play her in the clash lane where she can completely bully everyone. So that is why she's picked more in the clash lane and not in the jungle. But if you pick her in the jungle, doesn't matter, she works very well. So it's a normal hero. It's not too hard or too easy, everything is normal. Luna is hard, but I would even put her in impossible, depending upon how well you want to play with her. Like, if you want to talk about the mechanics, it's very easy, right? It's a very simple mechanic. You mark enemies and then you ult on them, right? So that is pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. But then if you actually want to play her and make use of her full value, it's hard. And then if you actually want to blow your opponent's mind, they don't even see what you're up to, then it's impossible. So I think it's safe to let her be in the impossible tier, just because of how much you can do with her if played properly. Okay, so yeah, let us leave her in the impossible tier. Cyrus is hard. The reason for that is he's not the strongest hero. So if you are going to play him, you have to be very good with him to make him work, because he's not very strong. And then you need laser accuracy. You have to be very accurate on picking your target, and then you should be able to ult them out. If you don't, you die. You have seen that in my Cyrus gameplay videos, my most favorite assassin in this game. And yeah, it's a pretty hard hero to play just because of how weak he is right now. Simai again a hard hero to play, mostly due to the fact that he is quite weak, and also the fact that you are a mage and you are putting yourself in a very tough situation, and if things go wrong a little bit you just die. There is no like, see, these heroes are really tanky. You don't talk about this guy, you know how he can escape anything, but these heroes and this one, they can easily escape if they want to. Even Cyrus can escape, but this guy, if he goes in, it's very hard to escape because the only thing that you can use to escape is your ultimate, and if you get stunned, RIP. So yeah, pretty hard hero to play. Dharma is normal, but you should not play Dharma in the jungle. I mean, you can, but it's better to play him in the clash lane with your flash. Flash is very very important for Dharma. Don't use execute, use flash. Use the flash first ability combo to immediately go to the back line and finish off and surprise your enemy. So if you are playing jungle, you can't really do that, and the opponents will always be expecting you to attack them. So they'll try to stay away as far as possible, where you can't reach them with just your first ability. So that makes it very hard to play Dharma in the jungle. But overall, he's just a normal hero in the jungle, pretty average. Kongming is normal too. He's like between normal and easy. The fact that he's a ranged hero and his jungle clear is very fast. He can he can give a competition to most of these heroes when it comes to the speed at which he clears the jungle. He's very fast, and also at the end of the jungle clear you will have stacks, which if you are a mid laner you don't really do. Like, there is a very low chance that you actually come into a fight with stacks, but if you are a jungler you always have stacks going around you. So it makes him better in the jungle than in the mid lane, and overall a normal hero in the jungle, not really hard, not really easy. Dun is a very easy hero to play in the jungle, because he's so strong, and if you can make mistakes with him just like Kaiser. You can make mistakes with Dun and then still get away with it. You won't die. So that makes him a very easy hero to play in the jungle. But again, like Zilong, the value that he provides is absolutely insane. With a full tank build, he deals so much damage. So it's ridiculous how tanks work in this game. Tanks are the strongest heroes in this game. Ata again, I would even say he can be played with your eyes closed, but for the sake of giving spotlight to Heino, let us keep him in easy, just like Done. The same concept, very tanky. You just build him full tank and then you just join a fight and you don't die. At least Done, when he reaches half HP, he starts healing, but Ata starts healing from the get go. When he initially engages, he starts healing from that point whenever he takes damage and he fights back. Sanchi is pretty normal. I wouldn't say he's hard at all because he is very strong. So, very strong heroes are not usually hard to play because they already provide a lot of value for you. You just need to know the basics and you'll be fine playing that hero. So, yeah, very straightforward. We have talked about him a lot before, and there isn't anything new to talk about him. He's a very strong hero, very fun hero to play. Mulan, definitely hard. I would say even harder than Cyrus and Simai. Uh, she works in the jungle too, but again, just like Dharma, I wouldn't recommend you guys to play Mulan in the jungle, and the reason for that is the flash is a game changer. For heroes like Dharma and Mulan, just one flash combo will just decimate the entire enemy team. They won't be expecting it. I mean, they will be expecting it if they are good players, but if they are not expecting it, you'll just ruin them just with one combo, and the whole team will be down. So I would advise you to play her in the clash lane and not in the jungle. But if you do play her in the jungle, she can still work, but it's going to be pretty hard. Athena, how do I put her? Like, I have played a lot of matches with this hero, and every time this hero provides me insane value in the early game. She's just the unstoppable force, no one can stop her. But the fall off is legendary. The fall off needs to be studied. After 8 minutes, 9 minutes, she just doesn't do anything. That is why she's not picked at all. If she gets picked, she gets picked as a support. The fall off is crazy with this hero. Such a strong early game hero, but then loses everything in the late game. and it's pretty normal. I wouldn't say she's easy to play. It's normal. It's not hard also. Wukong, again normal, pretty straightforward, nothing really complicated about him, and he provides value if you have gold, and also it's kinda luck based, so that is why you don't see him picked ever in tournament scene. You don't pick heroes that are dependent on luck in a competitive match, so yeah, pretty normal hero. Yang Jian, this guy can work really well in the jungle, and he is also one of the easiest junglers. The only hard thing about this hero is that you have to be able to land your second ability. That is the only hard part. All the others are very easy. And also he is resistant to stuns and slowdowns, like whenever there are a lot of enemies in his range, in his circle, he will gain stun reduction. So if it's a 1 second stun, I think he gets only stunned by point 2 seconds, which is huge. HoK is full of stunts, and playing this guy is going to be so good for you. And the healing is also very good. So the only hard part about him is that he it is kind of hard to land his second ability. If you land it properly, you just one shot a hero. Okay, Arthur. I initially thought I should just give this spot to Heino, but I forgot about this legendary warrior who can also jungle, and he can also be played literally with your eyes closed. It's not even like, I'm not trying to make it a joke. It's true. You can play him with your eyes closed. Now Lamb. Lamb is somewhere between hard and impossible for me. Now hear me out. This is not a controversial take or opinion. Just he's so weak right now, but then you can actually make him work, and if you do, he's actually really strong. There is a certain build, like you go for a hybrid build, and he easily dies, but he actually one shots enemies. So if you connect your ultimate properly, and if you like hit 2 3 enemies, and then if you use your second ability and a few auto attacks, they die, they immediately die. So Lamb is still strong, but it's very hard to play him. Like if it was 3 months ago, he'll be the MVP. Like Heino will be thrown away from this spot, and you can put Lamb here. Can be played with eyes closed. Just open your ears, and when you're going around the map, just close your eyes. When you see an enemy attacking you, you can obviously hear the abilities, right? Just click all your abilities, and you after you hear multiple enemies, so one more person will come to save them, and then the third person will come. The more enemies you hear, the better for you. That is how he used to be, but now it's not the case. He's hard to play, and if you're someone who can still make Lamb work now, congrats to you. You play him really well. Pei, pretty easy, nothing really hard about him. Very good hero overall, but very basic. Liu Bei, definitely impossible to play. Impossible not because of how complicated the hero is, impossible because of how bad he is. If you are a Liu Bei main, and if you are making him work, if you are good with him, and if you are winning matches with him, you are the single greatest player in HoK, and you can be very proud about yourself, because you know that you are winning because you are good, not because your hero is good. Nakaruru, I would put her here, but then this tier, you can see there is a pattern. All these heroes are really tanky and have a lot of healing, but Nakaruru doesn't have that. She might be almost the same as Zilong, just that she's a burst damage dealer and he's a consistent damage dealer. So burst damage heroes are actually harder to play than consistent, because if you miss, you die, and sometimes even if you kill, you still die. So I wouldn't put her in easy. That is the only reason. Jin, impossible hero to play. I mean, if you have tried Jin before without watching my tutorial, or if you had no idea about Jin, you wouldn't be doing anything. Like, if you tell a new player, if you give them Jin and tell them to play, they might be a very good player in some other MOBA, and if they just didn't read Jin's abilities or something like that. Even if they read, it's going to be really hard. And if they just go into the game and start playing her, it will take at least 4 or 5 matches for a very very good player, pro player from some other MOBA, to actually realize what she's doing. Like, oh, this is how it works. So yeah, it's very hard to play. Even I don't play her. I don't play this hero. I made a tutorial for her and it's actually really good. You should check it out if you haven't already. But I don't play this hero at all because it's just not worth it in my opinion, the struggle to learn her. But if you do, kudos to you. You are playing the hardest hero. I don't have any objection with her being the hardest hero in the game. There is no one here who can match how hard she is. Tachibana. If you're playing Tachibana in the jungle and if you're winning, it's pretty hard. But I'm not going to put him in the hard tier because he's pretty straightforward. It's just that he's a weak hero in the jungle without that extra flash which you get in the clash lane. Again, that seems to be the case for most of these heroes. Dharma, Mulan, Yukio, you need that extra flash, but without it, he's still okay in the jungle. But then he doesn't provide as much value as you would expect from a jungler. He's very dependent on the situation or the terrain. You have to be very good to make him work. But still, he's a pretty normal hero to play, not hard. Menki is a very easy hero. Again, the reason why Nakaruru is Menki is a burst damage hero. But the reason why Menki is here and Nakaruru is there is because Menki uses auto attacks to deal damage, not abilities. But Nakaruru uses abilities. So it's actually easier than Nakaruru to play Menki. But I would put him on the top because he is a burst damage hero. Again, just like Athena, Menki falls off so hard in the late game. So yeah, Prince of Landling. Now he is a hard hero to play. Now the mechanics are very simple, and you might be like, why do you put him in hard? He is pretty normal, or some would even say he's an easy hero to play. The reason why he is in hard is you need so much map awareness and map sense to play this hero. Like, you have to pay attention to the map all the time. Like, it doesn't matter if you look at your hero or your surroundings. It really matters that you always pay attention to the map and see where all the enemies are, where they are going, who you can catch and kill, and all that makes him really hard to play. The mechanics, just like Luna, they might be basic, the mechanics of Prince of Landling, but at the end of the day, the map the map awareness that he deems makes him pretty hard. Levi. Mm, Levi is pretty normal, very weak hero, but the mechanics and the first ability provides you insane value. It's a very broken ability. The first ability of Levi is the strongest ability that he has. The ultimate is trash. The second ability is decent, but overall, normal hero to play, not really hard. The only reason why he'll be hard is because he's so bad, something like Liu Bei, but he's not as bad as Liu Bei. Just because of his first ability and second ability, they redeem him. Liu Bei doesn't have anything to redeem himself with, but at least Levi has those two. Byron, the same problem that Tachibana, Mulan, and Dharma face, and that is he doesn't have. If you don't have flash with him, he's not going to be very effective at all. You can build him full attack and just one shot anyone in clash lane by using the flicker first ability combo, or is it the second ability? There is a dash ability, right? I don't play him a lot, but yeah, you can use the flash combo and just go in and finish them off, but you can't really do that in the jungle. You need your whole team to like hold the enemies so you can come and attack them, or they'll just run away. No one is going to come close to Byron. Everyone knows how much damage he deals. Kaiser, okay, another hero that has to be on this tier just because of how tanky he is. Look at this. All these tanky, huge fat heroes are all here, and Kaiser is also one of them. Very simple, very easy hero to play, but insane value. The only problem you will face with Kaiser is that the opponents start kiting you. I think that's the case with Ata and Kaiser. If they start running away and they attack you, that is called kiting, right? They keep moving away but they attack you. that is when it's hard to play him. But then if the opponents don't do that, it's just very easy to play these heroes. Yin, normal hero for sure. There are some good combos that you can do with her, so I would put her in like this spot, the hardest of all the normal heroes. Get it? So let us put her in that spot. And the reason for that is you can adapt to the situation with her. So for example, if your HP is really low, you should try the 2-stack combo, like where she pokes with the spear and gets HP back. If you are fighting 1v1 and you're both at same HP, to get an advantage you just spam your 1-stack combo where you get a shield. And if you are attacking an enemy who's running away from you with very low HP, you have to try and get the 3-stack combo to finish them off. So she has that for her, and I don't think any of these heroes have a complicated mechanism like that. So that is why she is normal, and she's not hard because she's very good. She's very easy to play and she provides a lot of value too. Hanjin is, I would say he's normal, but he's pretty hard, and the reason for that is you can't play him like every other jungler. You have to maximize his mobility to go around the map, get insane amounts of gold and just kill any enemy. Doesn't matter if it's a tank or a warrior, you just attack anyone and kill them just because you have a lot of gold. And one more pressure that Hanshin puts on you is that if you don't end the match soon, he's going to be useless. Hanjin is bad when your opponents also have the same gold as you and both of you have full equipment. So if it's an even match, he is bad. The only advantage that he can get is by out farming the enemies. If he manages to do that, he is going to be very strong. But if not, if it goes to the late game and all the enemies are fully built, he is useless. So it's pretty hard to play him. Miyamoto Musashi, normal hero, nothing too easy about him. He's pretty hard to play, especially the engages. If you engage, you don't really have anything to come out with. You know that, right? Musashi just fully commits. If he engages, he engages. That's all. He either dies or kills everyone. So unlike these heroes who can also come out alive, even if they engage silly, like if they make a silly 1v5 engage and then their team doesn't follow up, they'll be like, oh, okay, then I guess I'll just retreat. But not the case for Musashi. If he goes in 1v5 and his team is not following up, he's just dead. Okay, Arlie. Arlie can be played in the jungle, surprisingly enough. She's a marksman, but she can be played in the jungle. But it's pretty hard to play her, especially because if you play marksman in the jungle, you don't get that burn damage that you get with assassin. So you will be pretty slow in clearing the jungle. But she can work very well if you have one person who can help you jungle. For example, Yarya. If there is a Yarya in your team who is fully bent on babysitting Arlie through the jungle, it's going to be a really good combo. It will work. So yeah, it's hard. She's basically a harder hero to play because of her abilities, but then if you also have to play in the jungle, it's pretty hard. Agudo is a normal hero. I wouldn't say it's easy because the whole hero concept is different from any of the other heroes in the game. She's completely different. So it's a completely different playstyle that you have to understand first to play with her, and then it's very easy to counter her. If you see an Agudo in your opponent, you have to start invading, right? You can't let her completely take her own jungle and then she'll also try to come into your jungle and steal your creeps. So enemies will always try to deny her the jungle creeps, and yeah, that is why she is normal. The mechanics are all pretty easy, but the playstyle is very different. Butterfly. Butterfly is pretty hard in my opinion, and the reason for that is she's very bad, especially in the late, mid, and early late game. She falls off so hard, but you can, like a lot of people would say, Butterfly is just a spam hero, you just tap all your abilities. But the problem with that is it only works if you have a lot of gold. I am talking about a crap ton of gold. With a slight gold lead, you don't do anything with her. And then if you attack a tank, you don't deal any damage to the tank. There are heroes in this list that can deal so much damage to tanks as well. And there are heroes that don't care who they are attacking, they just attack. But it's not the case with this hero. And even Hanshin deals a lot of damage to tanks, but Butterfly doesn't. She just deals negligible damage to tanks, so it's very hard to properly target and attack an enemy when you don't have any dash. Sure, her ultimate is a dash, but it's not really a dash. You need an enemy to jump onto, which can be easily countered. So yeah, it's pretty hard to play her because she's very weak. Dianwei. Again, I would say Dianwei is pretty hard. And now you might be wondering, how is he harder than these heroes? Sure, 1v1 is very easy. You just spam, you close your eyes and spam, and you just win. But if you want to actually engage in a team fight and provide value for your team, whether you being the initiator or if you're following up for your team, the enemies will all try to stun you only. No one is going to care about your team if you are in their in that team. What I'm saying is, if Dianwei is in a team, everyone's attention will be focused on him, how to counter him. You have seen my videos. Whenever there is Dianwei, I try as much as possible to play around him, how to counter him, what to do about him. So even if your team initiates for you, the enemies will all save their crowd control stun abilities to use it for you when you engage. So you have to be very good to know when they are going to stun, so you can cancel the stun with your abilities properly and get that rage and then attack. So it's not just about just rushing in and attacking most of the times. It's also about properly dodging skills. So that is why he is in the hard tier. And finally, mine. Uh, Mine as a hero is pretty hard to play, and playing her in the jungle is not really worth it, and the reason for that is the same as Charlotte. She can dominate a lot of enemies in the clash lane in the very early game, so why would you play her in the jungle while you can bully people in the clash lane, right? And also jungle is pretty bad for her because she needs to save those stacks to attack. But if you are jungling with mine, at the end of the jungle clear, you won't have any stacks unless you've been auto attacking through the entire jungle, which means your jungle clear is very slow. So yeah, that is why she is hard to play, not because she is very good. So this list is not a list of the hardest heroes, it's a list of heroes that are hard to play. What did I just say? I've been recording for quite some time and 26 minutes, so I'm just okay. This list is not a list of the strongest junglers, but it's a list of the hardest junglers. So doesn't mean these three are very powerful heroes. You know how powerful this guy is. Okay, so this guy being here proves my point. It's not about how strong the hero is, it's about how hard the hero is. If we are talking about strong, I don't even need to talk about this guy being at the bottom. Okay, so yeah, now that's going to be it for the video, guys. If you guys find this video helpful and entertaining, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and let me know which role I should cover next. So this one was jungle, so let me know which one I should cover next, and the one comment with the highest likes, I'll take that and I'll make it as a video. Okay, so that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you all found this video entertaining and helpful, and if you did, make sure to support me by hitting the like and subscribe button. I hope you all have a really great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.